and build your own research list. Qnotables.com. Browse the notables, verify the facts, stay informed. All reports can be found on Q Research or Qnotables.com. Notables do not equal endorsements. We are researchers who deal in open source information, reasoned argument, and dank memes. We do battle in the sphere of ideas and ideas only. We neither need nor condone the use of force in our work here. From the Q Research boards. For January 2026, Trump sends New Year message. Highlighting border, economy, and military, President Trump posted a New Year message saying the country is stronger than ever, pointing to border enforcement, low inflation, a powerful military, and economic momentum. He disputed recent polling numbers and wished Americans a Happy New Year. Trump arrives at New Year's celebration. President Trump arrived at his New Year's celebration as supporters gathered to mark the transition into 2026. Video shows Trump greeting attendees and preparing to address the crowd as festivities got underway. Trump opens New Year's celebration with remarks. President Trump delivered brief remarks to open the New Year's celebration, thanking supporters and speaking optimistically about the year ahead. He emphasized national strength and unity going into 2026. President Trump and First Lady attend Mar-a-Lago New Year's Eve party. President Trump and the First Lady arrived together at the Mar-a-Lago New Year's Eve event, greeting guests as celebrations continued into the night. The appearance marked Trump's public close to the year. Trump says his New Year's resolution is peace on earth. When asked about a New Year's resolution, President Trump said his goal is peace on earth. He made the remark while speaking with reporters ahead of New Year's festivities. Trump says massive fraud is being uncovered. Nationwide, President Trump said investigators are uncovering large-scale fraud across multiple states, claiming billions of dollars were stolen. He said the administration plans to recover the money and hold those responsible accountable. Joint Task Force. Southern Spear conducts lethal strikes on terrorist vessels. U.S. officials confirmed Joint Task Force Southern Spear carried out lethal strikes against vessels operated by designated terrorist organizations. The operation targeted maritime routes tied to criminal and terror activity. Russia launches over 100 drones at Ukraine in New Year's attack. Ukrainian officials say Russia launched more than 100 drones at targets across Ukraine during a New Year's attack. Air defenses intercepted many of the drones, but casualties and damage were reported in several regions. Reports claim Iranian protesters took control of Ram Hormuz. Reports circulating online claim protesters in Iran took control of parts of the city of Ram Hormuz and set fire to government buildings. Iranian authorities have not issued a public confirmation of the claims. Artist found murdered in millionaire's island home. Police are investigating the murder of an artist found dead inside a multi-million-dollar home on a wealthy island community. Reports say 2 additional deaths nearby may be connected as investigators work to establish motive. Delaware flood buyout programs. Offered to Washington homeowners. Homeowners in parts of western Washington whose properties were damaged by historic flooding may be eligible for voluntary buyout programs. Local governments say the programs allow residents to sell flood-damaged homes rather than rebuild. HUD identifies billions in improper payments. Federal housing officials reported finding more than $5 billion in improper payments during a review of housing programs. Officials say audits and repayment efforts are underway. DHS calls for Spirit of 1776 going into 2026. A Department of Homeland Security message encouraged Americans to enter 2026 with what it called the Spirit of 1776, emphasizing national strength and sovereignty. The message circulated online during New Year's events. Illumination of America event held on National Mall. A large New Year's event titled The Illumination of America took place on the National Mall, featuring light displays and patriotic messaging as the country marked the start of 2026. Ivanka Trump reflects on 2025 as year closes. Ivanka Trump posted a message reflecting on the end of 2025, expressing gratitude and optimism for the year ahead. The post included images and messages focused on renewal and forward momentum. San Francisco advances reparations. Measure before Christmas. San Francisco's mayor approved a reparations-related measure just before Christmas, advancing a plan that could result in large financial payouts. The move is drawing national attention and debate. Trump says tariffs drove record investment into the U.S. President Trump claimed tariffs have led to record levels of investment flowing into the United States, saying the policy strengthened domestic industry and put America ahead of global competitors. Trump calls for healthcare funds to go directly to people. President Trump said Republicans should stop sending money to major insurance companies and instead give funds directly to individuals to purchase healthcare, calling it a more transparent approach. Trump accuses Democrats of blocking voter ID. President Trump accused Democrats of opposing voter identification laws, saying voter ID is essential for election integrity. The issue remains a major point of political debate nationwide. Trump announces National Guard withdrawal from several cities. President Trump said the National Guard will be withdrawn from Chicago, Los Angeles, and Portland, arguing crime had already been reduced during their deployment. Local officials are reviewing the decision. States required to upload receipts before child care payments resume. Federal officials announced states must now upload documentation and receipts to prove compliance before frozen child care payments can resume. The move follows concerns over fraud and misuse of funds. Congressional hearings scheduled on Minnesota fraud. A congressional hearing is scheduled for January 7th to examine alleged fraud and misuse of federal funds in Minnesota. Lawmakers say the hearing will focus on oversight and accountability. ICE says enforcement efforts are expanding. Immigration and Customs Enforcement said enforcement activity will continue expanding in the new year, stating that recent operations are only the beginning of broader efforts to enforce immigration law. U.S. strikes target narco-trafficking convoy at sea. Defense officials confirmed U.S. forces conducted strikes against a convoy of vessels linked to narco-trafficking. The operation targeted maritime routes used for illegal drug transport. France signals new commitments to Ukraine. French President Emmanuel Macron said Europe will make concrete commitments to support Ukraine in early January. The announcement comes as the conflict continues into the new year. Moscow experiences rare widespread power outage after drone activity. Reports from Russia say large parts of Moscow experienced a rare widespread power outage following drone activity in the region. Officials have not released full details on the cause. Congressman announces probe into cash transfers overseas. Congressman Eli Crane announced an investigation into reports of individuals flying overseas with large sums of cash, saying the activity could involve fraud or money laundering. Pentagon audit raises questions on weapons monitoring. A Pentagon audit report raised concerns about gaps in monitoring how U.S. weapons are used after transfer to foreign partners. Officials say reforms are being considered.
At shop.isitwaya.com, everything you buy supports acun.top, the place where people talk freely no matter what. Check out our Acun Honey Pot, a jar of yummy honey that's as strong as your voice. Put it on toaster and tea. It's not just honey, it's freedom in every bite. Then there's Acun Butter, a smooth handmade skin cream that makes you feel good while you fight for what's right. Awesome wood and pieces for display only. Hang them up or set them out. They're for showing off Acun's tough spirit. Want to help even more? Get a proto membership. So go to shop.isitwaya.com now and grab some goodies. Help Acun.top keep free speech alive and let's keep the ideas flowing loud and free.
All reports can be found on Q Research or Qnotables.com. Notables do not equal endorsements. We are researchers who deal in open source information, reasoned argument, and dank memes. We do battle in the sphere of ideas, and ideas only. We neither need nor condone the use of force in our work here.
From the Q Research Boards. 31. Dexy 2025. Trump says polls are rigged, claims real support. Is higher President Trump posted on Truth Social that recent polling is rigged, claiming the true number is 64%. He tied the message to what he called a strong border, low inflation, a powerful military, and a strong economy, and ended with a Happy New Year message. Truth Social branded ETFs begin trading. A set of Truth Social branded exchange-traded funds launched for trading on the New York Stock Exchange. The sponsor says the first 5 funds are now available, marketed as America First-themed equity ETFs. UN pushes major budget cuts and staffing reductions. The United Nations is moving forward with deep cost-cutting, with reports centered on hundreds of millions in budget reductions and large staffing cuts. The move is tied to a broader effort to shrink core spending and reduce positions across the organization. Disney agrees to $10 million penalty over children's privacy claims. Disney agreed to pay a $10 million civil penalty to resolve allegations tied to children's online privacy rules. Federal officials say the issue involved how certain content was labeled on YouTube and the compliance steps required under child privacy protections. Headline: Russia's UVB-76 radio station broadcasts Swan Lake script, Russia's long-running shortwave station known as UVB-76, sometimes called the Buzzer, broadcast classical music including Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake. The transmission was monitored and recorded by shortwave radio listeners who track the station's activity. No official explanation was given by Russian authorities, and the station later returned to its normal signal. HHS freezes child care payments to Minnesota amid fraud allegations. The Trump administration says it has frozen child care funding to Minnesota while demanding stronger verification and a full review. Federal officials say the freeze follows multiple fraud investigations and is meant to stop improper payments until accountability checks are in place. DHS audits Somali U.S. citizen immigration cases for possible fraud. The Trump administration says it is auditing immigration files involving U.S. citizens of Somali origin to look for fraud that could trigger denaturalization proceedings. Civil liberties groups criticize the move, while the administration argues it is focused on fraud prevention and enforcement. Federal operations surge in Minnesota daycare fraud probe. Federal agencies have increased on-the-ground activity in Minnesota tied to alleged fraud at daycare centers, following new claims circulating online and ongoing investigations into broader misuse of public programs. Officials say the focus is identifying fake operations and stopping improper payouts. CSX train derailment in Kentucky, leaks molten sulfur. A CSX freight train derailed in Kentucky, leaking molten sulfur and sparking a fire. Officials issued a shelter-in-place order during the response, and authorities say no injuries were reported as crews worked to contain the hazard and begin cleanup. 4 found dead. After welfare checks in Washington state, police say 4 people were found dead during welfare checks at 2 homes in Mercer Island and Issaquah, and investigators believe the cases may be connected. Authorities are treating it as a major multi-agency investigation as details develop. Texas Governor's Abbott appointee killed in McAllen. Shooting police in McAllen, Texas say a prominent businessman appointed by Governor Greg Abbott to a state commission was shot and killed. Investigators say the case is being handled as a homicide and a suspect has been identified. Freemasons seek court action against London Met Police disclosure rule. Freemasons are pursuing legal action in the UK after the Metropolitan Police moved to require officers and staff to declare Masonic membership. The Met says the rule is about transparency and public trust, while critics call it discriminatory. More performers cancel after Kennedy Center adds Trump's name. Additional performers have canceled shows at the Kennedy Center after the board voted to add President Trump's name to the institution. Kennedy Center leadership criticized the cancellations and signaled potential legal action in some disputes over contracts. Year-end deportation flights arrive in Guatemala. Photos and reporting show deportation flights arriving in Guatemala as 2025 closes, with families meeting returning migrants at the airport. The images highlight ongoing removals and the continued pace of immigration enforcement actions.
Every voice matters. The power of free speech is more important than ever. Imagine a place where you can share your thoughts freely, explore new ideas, and engage in meaningful conversations anonymously. With online anonymity, you can express yourself without fear of judgment. It's about freedom, creativity, and connection. Join the conversation that matters. Embrace your voice. Celebrate your freedom. Visit 8kun.top today. That's 8kun.top.
That's all for now. Stay alert, stay informed, and never hand your thinking over to anyone on a screen, including me. God bless you, God bless our troops, and God bless the United States of America. See you soon.
That is the very moment before the dawn breaks. Do not mistake. My friends, listen closely. When you are weary, when the weight of the journey presses upon you, when every part of you wants to lay down and quit, remember this: you are closer than you think. The last step is always the hardest. The moment when doubt screams the loudest, when your strength feels gone, that is the very moment before the dawn breaks. Do not mistake resistance for defeat. Resistance is the universe confirming that the door is already in front of you. You did not come this far to turn back. The desire that burns within you is not an accident. If you can see it in your mind, if you can taste it in your imagination, if you can feel the joy of it within, then it is already yours. Otherwise, you could never have conceived it. Creation begins in the unseen. The world of appearances is slow to catch up, but the invisible responds instantly to your inner conviction. When you dare to persist in the unseen, you command the seen to obey. Do not quit at the gate. Imagine standing before the treasure, but because the lock feels stiff, you throw away the key. That is what so many do. They surrender right before the door swings open. But not you. You will stand. You will press. You will persist until what is yours flows into view. The secret is not struggle, but assumption. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Close your eyes and walk in the end. Carry the joy of already being there, and life has no choice but to rearrange itself to reflect your certainty. And when obstacles rise, do not curse them. Welcome them. They are proof that movement is happening, that the old is collapsing to make way for the new. Each obstacle is a signpost declaring you are on the path. Keep going. So please keep going. You are so close. The seed you planted is already sprouting beneath the soil. Though your eyes may not yet see it, the roots are deep. The stem is pushing upward. And soon the harvest will break through. When you are on a journey toward a dream, a vision or a promise you've carried in your heart, there is always a point when the path feels impossibly heavy. You may notice that things seem to grow darker, resistance becomes stronger, and the temptation to quit presses harder than ever before. This is not a sign that you are failing. This is not proof that you are moving away from your goal. In truth, it is the opposite. The struggle at the end is the clearest evidence that you are standing at the very edge of breakthrough. Think of it this way. A seed lies buried in the soil, hidden from sight. It quietly pushes against the weight of the earth above it. For days, nothing seems to happen. But the moment before it pierces the surface and reaches the light, the soil resists the most.
We tend to think that our spirit is in our body. That's actually not correct. Your body is in your spirit. People always tell me, oh, I don't have intuition, or I can't tune in, or I don't feel things. I say,
That final push is the hardest. Yet if the seed gives up, then the sprout never emerges and the fruit is lost. You too are that seed. The heaviness you feel is not because your dream is impossible, but because you are pressing against the final layer that separates you from your harvest. Life often tests resolve at the door of fulfillment. It asks, do you truly want this? Will you stand when everything tells you to surrender? Those who hold firm, who choose to walk by inner vision rather than outer appearances, discover that the resistance crumbles and the promise manifests. Those who stop too soon never know how close they truly were. It is often said that the night is darkest before the dawn. This is not mere poetry, it is the law of life. Pressure intensifies before release. Struggle peaks before breakthrough. And weariness comes before renewal. You must understand that resistance is not your enemy. It is the signpost that tells you the door is near. If there were nothing to resist, you would already have what you seek. But because you are birthing something new, the old must tremble. And in that trembling, discomfort arises. Welcome it as proof that movement is happening. So when your body says, I cannot go on, take one more step. When your mind says it is too late, dare to believe it is only the beginning. When your heart whispers, I am tired, reminded that the finish line is near. Hold on when everything in you wants to let go. For the last step, though the hardest, is the step that brings you into the life you have imagined. Do not be deceived by appearances. The storm may rage, but the land of promise lies just beyond the horizon. The resistance you face is not a wall to stop you. It is the final veil to be pierced. Break through it with faith, with persistence, and with the unwavering knowledge that you are meant to arrive. You are closer than you think. The hardest moment is simply the last test before the blessing unfolds. Desire is not a random spark that flickers in your mind without meaning. It is the whisper of destiny, the echo of something that already exists, calling you toward it. If a longing lives deeply within you, it is not there to torment you or to remind you of what you cannot have. It is there because it belongs to you. Otherwise, you could not even imagine it. The mind cannot conceive what has no root in reality. Every desire is a seed of truth. Proof that somewhere in the unseen realm, the thing you yearn for is already waiting. Think of how a thirst proves the existence of water. If water did not exist, thirst would have no meaning. Hunger proves the existence of food. For if no nourishment could ever be found, no creature would feel the pangs of hunger. In the same way, your longing proves that what you desire exists. You do not dream of what is impossible. You dream of what is calling you home. The dream is not created out of emptiness, but drawn from the storehouse of real, it itself. This is why you must never despise your desires. They are not foolish illusions, they are directions. They point you to the path your life is meant to unfold. Too often, people allow doubt to crush their longings, telling themselves, it is too much, too far, too great for me. Yet the very fact that your heart burns for it is evidence that it is not too far at all. Desire is the divine compass placed within you to guide you toward your own fulfillment. When you close your eyes and see yourself living in the end you want, that vision is not fantasy. It is the preview of your inevitable reality. You are simply asked to believe in it long enough for it to clothe itself in form. Everything you now experience was once invisible. Every invention, every work of art, every achievement was first only an idea within someone's imagination. The same is true for you. That which you hold in your inner world is not fiction. It is a future fact pressing itself into the now. So when a desire rises within you, honor it. Do not dismiss it. Do not mock it. Brace it as a message. This is already yours. walk toward it. Treat your longing not as emptiness, but as evidence. Evidence that life has already granted your request. Evidence that the door is open. Evidence that what you seek is seeking you. Your only task is to align yourself with that truth. Feel as if it is already yours. Live in the awareness of its certainty. Trust the desire, for it would not live in you unless it were already alive for you. What you long for is proof of what is real. Do not doubt it. Do not turn away. Carry it, nurture it, and know that in time it must appear. Everything you see around you was once unseen. Every building, every invention, every piece of art, every achievement first lived in the realm of the invisible. Nothing appears in the outer world unless it is first conceived and sustained in the inner world. This is the law of creation. The invisible comes first. Before you can touch it, you must imagine it. Before you can walk in it, you must see it within yourself. The outer world is nothing more than a mirror faithfully reflecting the pictures you persist in holding inside. Consider the architect. Before a single brick is laid, the structure already stands in the unseen. It exists as a clear blueprint drawn from the mind and fixed on paper. The workers are simply carrying out what has already been completed in vision. The same is true of your life. What you desire will not appear by chance. It will appear because you dare to complete it within yourself before the world could catch up. Too often people wait for evidence before they believe. They wait to see change before they dare to feel it. But this is backward. The seen is slow, the unseen is immediate. If you insist on waiting for outer proof, you are chaining yourself to delay. But if you claim the unseen, live in it, and persist in it, the outer world has no choice but to bend to your conviction. When you close your eyes and picture your desire fulfilled, you are planting the seed. Each repetition of that inner vision is water to the seed, nourishment to the roots. The soil may look unchanged, but beneath the surface, life is stirring. You do not dig up the seed each day to check on it. You trust that it is growing. In the same way, trust that your inner vision is germinating. What you imagine with persistence must break into form. The invisible is not weak, nor is it unreal. It is the most powerful force in existence. The unseen shapes the seen. Thoughts, feelings, assumptions. They are the architects of destiny. To dismiss the invisible is to dismiss the very substance of creation. That is why you must guard your imagination. Do not allow it to be filled with fear, doubt, or images of failure. These too will take root if you persist in them. Hold only to what you wish to experience. For what you hold within, you will surely hold without. So remember, the invisible comes first. Do not be deceived by what you see today. Appearances are temporary, but the unseen is eternal. Live in the end within yourself. Walk the halls of your future in your imagination until they become as real to you as the ground beneath your feet. Soon enough, the outer world will rise to meet the vision you refuse to release. There is a moment in every journey when the weight feels unbearable, when the door seems locked, and the silence of delay whispers that perhaps nothing will ever change. It is in this very moment that many turn back. They convince themselves that the struggle was for nothing, that the dream was too high, that the promise was never meant for them. Yet what they do not realize is that they stood at the gate. The treasure was just beyond the threshold, waiting for the final act of persistence to open it. Most people quit not because the dream was impossible, but because they surrendered just before the door opened. The truth is this: the gate always resists. It is the test of endurance, the place where your resolve is measured. Life asks you in that moment, do you really believe? Do you truly want it? Will you continue when every appearance says to stop?
You need tons of experience to go viral, right?
Want to go viral like your favorite creator? I found
Those who turn back never know how close they were to the very breakthrough they prayed for. But those who persist, who refuse to quit, even when nothing seems to move, discover that the lock yields, the door swings wide, and the vision they carried within now greets them in form. Think of the miner who digs for gold. He labors day after day, chipping away at rock. He may quit exhausted, not realizing that only one more strike would have revealed the vein. So it is with us. We cannot see how close we are. But closeness, does not depend on our eyes. It depends on our persistence. Every moment of holding on, every refusal to give up, weakens the barrier until the breakthrough must occur. Putting at the gate is like throwing away the key when you already stand before the treasure. It is walking away from the feast when the table is set and your name is written on the seat. You have already carried your burden so far. Why would you stop when the final step is all that remains? The journey is not wasted, but it becomes fruitless if you surrender before completion. Persistence is the difference between almost and fulfilled, between nearly and complete, between longing and possession. The world does not reward the one who starts with excitement, but the one who finishes with faith. To persist is to declare that appearances will not dictate your belief, that silence will not silence you, that resistance will not remove you from your path. So if you find yourself weary, if you feel like nothing is moving, if the gate before you seems locked, do not quit. The lock is weaker than your persistence. The door is closer to opening than you think. One more act of faith, one more refusal to surrender, one more day of holding firm could be the very strike that shatters the barrier. Do not quit at the gate. Press on. Stand firm and walk through. Your promise is not behind you. It is waiting just beyond. There's a secret hidden in plain sight. What you feel now creates what you will experience later. Life does not wait until your desire is visible to respond. It mirrors the state you occupy within. When you carry the feeling of completion, when you live inwardly as though your dream is already done, you set in motion the forces that must bring it to pass. The feeling of completion brings. It is not the waiting, nor the longing, nor the hoping that manifests, but the assumption that the desire is already fulfilled. Consider how the mind works. When you dwell on lack, when you imagine yourself still striving and struggling, you anchor yourself in the state of incompletion. Life has no choice but to echo that vibration back to you. But when you close your eyes and feel as though you already stand in the reality you long for, you step into alignment with it. You claim it as your own, and the world must rearrange itself to reflect your inner conviction. This is not about pretending or playing make-believe. It is about understanding that inner reality precedes outer reality. If you wish to be free, feel free now. If you wish to be prosperous, carry the sense of abundance now. If you wish to be loved, dwell in the joy of love now. You cannot wait for the outer world to deliver the feeling to you. You must generate it within yourself first. The outer responds to the inner, never the way around. Think of an actor who fully embodies a role. In that moment on stage, he does not simply say lines. He feels the part so deeply that the audience believes. You must do the same with your desire. Step into the role of the one who already has it. Feel the relief, the gratitude, the joy. Walk as though the promise has already been fulfilled. As you persist in this state, you will find that circumstances shift, people align, opportunities arise, and doors open. Because the world cannot deny what you already carry as truth within yourself. The law is simple. Whatever state you occupy, you will externalize. That is why longing keeps you longing, and why completion brings completion. The moment you stop waiting and begin living inwardly, in the end you have already crossed the threshold. The rest is merely the unfolding of what is already done. So take time each day to dwell in the feeling, not once, not casually, but with consistency. Eyes.
These AI option trades are better than anything I've ever tried before. What if you knew that every option...
Step into the joy of your desire fulfilled, and stay there until the feeling saturates you. Do this often enough and it becomes natural. And when it feels natural, manifestation is inevitable. Do not ask when or how. Those are distractions. Simply feel it done and let life deliver the details. The harvest always comes to the one who lives as though the seed has already borne fruit. When you set your heart on a vision, when you dare to imagine a life greater than the one you see today, you will encounter obstacles. This is not because you are unworthy, nor because your dream is impossible. It is because every step into the new must shake loose the old. The resistance you face is not the universe pushing you away. It is proof that you are moving forward. Every setback is a sign of progress. Think of a butterfly struggling to break free from its cocoon. To an observer, the struggle may appear cruel or unnecessary. That very resistance is what strengthens its wings. Without the push against the cocoon, the butterfly would never fly. In the same way, your setbacks are not barriers but training grounds. They shape you, refine you, and prepare you to carry the very thing you have imagined. Too often when people face difficulty, they assume they have taken the wrong path. They believe the obstacle means the dream is denied. But in truth, the presence of obstacles means that movement is happening. The old structures of your life are being dismantled to make room for the new. The greater the vision, the greater the shaking required to clear the ground. Instead of seeing setbacks as signs of failure, recognize them as evidence that the process is alive within you. A seed buried in the soil does not emerge into the sunlight without first breaking through the dark, heavy earth. Each push upward may seem like a setback, as though the soil is too much to bear. Yet that very resistance proves that growth is occurring. If there were no soil pressing back, the seed would not be rising at all. So it is with you. The pressure is proof of your progress. Every setback is also a call to deepen your conviction. Do you believe only when the path is smooth, or do you believe because the vision is already real within you? Setbacks separate those who only wish from those who truly know. If you persist through them, you reveal to life that you are ready. You are not shaken by appearances. You are not distracted by delay. You understand that the promise is already yours, and that the obstacles are only shadows on the way to its unveiling. So when the door closes, when plans collapse, when delay seems endless, do not despair. Say to yourself, this is proof I am on the path. This is evidence of movement. This is progress disguised as resistance. Refuse to give setbacks the power to define you. Instead, let them fuel you. Every obstacle overcome is a signpost that you are advancing into the new reality you have claimed. Do not fear setbacks. Welcome them, for each one is a reminder that you are alive in the process of creation. Each one brings you closer, not farther. Remember, the struggle of today is the strength of tomorrow, and every setback is nothing more than the proof that your breakthrough is already on its way. So I say to you, hold firm. The last step may feel like the hardest, but it is the doorway to breakthrough. Your desire is not a cruel dream. It is the evidence of what already belongs to you. The invisible always comes first. So cling to your inner vision until it takes form. Do not quit at the gate, for the treasure is waiting just beyond. Live in the feeling of completion, and life must obey your conviction. And when setbacks rise, welcome them as signs that you are advancing into the new. Please keep going. You are so close. The life you long for is not a distant possibility. T is already here, waiting for your persistence, your faith, and your refusal to let go. Way to say thanks. Thank you for giving me the gift of your attention, for allowing these words to find a place in your heart. May you leave not only inspired, but empowered to walk in the certainty of your own promise fulfilled.
Gaza's population